Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Symphonia at Home. Today we're here with Gustavo Correa, concert violinist and educator. Welcome, Gustavo.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Well, thank you.
First of all, tell us a little about yourself.
Okay, I was born in Uruguay in South America, and my family and I came to the States in 1969, and we've lived all over Florida ever since.
Great choice.
Yeah, my father was actually on his way to New York, but he had a layover in Miami, and when he saw Miami, I think he decided to stay here.
Of course.
Head up to the cold, you know?
Tell me a little bit about your involvement with the Symphonia.
Oh, quite a few years ago, I got a call from Jeff if I could play a concert. And then when I played the performance and the rehearsals, I realized the standard was very high. And that was very exciting for me. And I said, hey, you know what? I want to play with this group all the time, you know? And so I always practice a lot when I play for Symphonia because the standard is so high and it's extremely satisfying as a musician to play at those levels, you know? We have great conductors. We have good soloists. You know, it's just really a pleasure to play.
I love hearing that. Oh, where are you joining us from today?
Oh, I live in Boca Raton, so this is my little studio where I teach. And I've been living here a lot. I teach school also. I run the string program for Donna Klein Jewish Academy here in Boca. It's a private day school. And I've been teaching a lot of Zoom lessons. We even do the group lessons with Zoom.
Tell us a little about the video you're sharing today.
Oh, Jeff asked me to do a video. I had no idea what to do, so I started playing with iMovie on my computer. And I thought it would be kind of cool to try to play a duet with myself. I'm very easy to follow, by the way. In the video, you'll see that little sculpture here over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little violinist sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
He used to actually be holding a violin, and at some point when I moved, the violin fell off. And it's actually a better sculpture with nothing there. You know, it's actually a more, you know, I think the sculpture actually improved.
Yeah.
So,
I like that. That's cool. How do you do it?
yeah, right. Yeah, it's this. The international symbol for violin playing. There you go.
Let's share the video. How fun. It was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Do you have any messages for your fellow musicians with the Symphonia?
Wow, that's a big question. Adapt. That's my message. I think they do not need to hear it from me. We've all of us that have been in this business for a long time. That's what we do. You know, we adapt to whatever comes. You know, that's why, you know, for example, I teach an opportunity came for me to teach in a school. I was, happily hired to do that. And, we've just all adapted throughout our lives so that we can have this honor and this privilege of being musicians.
I want to know where your passion for music originally came from.
Wow. These are heavy questions. I think it kind of began, I think, maybe with my parents and my grandfather. I think we would listen to music together. He loved classical music. He was not a professional musician. He was a tailor. Yeah, is that another time or what? Tailors. He would make suits and whatever. And he would listen to classical music, and he always had some context for it. So he would play some like a Shostakovich symphony, and he would talk about this is about World War II and whatever, or a revolution, or he would have like some context to it, like Scheherazade, and he would say like the opening of Scheherazade, oh, that's the ocean, and those are the waves in the ocean, that da-da-da-da-dee, da-da-da-da-dee, all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he'd kind of chat while we were listening, and he gave it context, and that something happened in my mind, And my mom is an amateur pianist. She has a degree in piano, but she never took up a performance career or anything like that. So I've heard piano playing in my home, as a child. That I'm sure that inspired it, and a lot of classical music was played, in the home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that's part of it. And when I was about 12 or so, my father said, we're not rich, so you're going to have to work the rest of your life. So find something fun that you think you would enjoy doing. And I think that was the seed that was planted that made me think, hey, you know what? I've been playing violin a few years, and boy, is that fun. I wonder if I could make a living out of it.
Excellent.
And I remember thinking at the time how lucky I was, because there's like double the number of violins in an orchestra.
Right.
So that was my thinking back then. Wow, they certainly have a lot of violins. I mean, I'm bound to get one of those positions. That was my 12-year-old mind thinking, in a practical way, right?
Yeah.
So because I remember wondering if I could actually make a living at this,
Mm-hmm.
And again, luck is a factor. I've been very fortunate, with my scholarships and things like that. That I had no intention of going to college. I was just going to be a gigster, as we say. And I wanted to get better at sight reading. And I remember my teacher saying that sight reading is two things. You need a large base of technique and ability. Mm-hmm. You need chops, as we say. You need big chops, or as my teacher would say, a big technique. He said you also need a lot of experience. So I remember thinking my teacher would give me the technique, would show me, but I wanted to get experience right away. So I used to go to a lot of community orchestras, where you play for free.
Yeah.
And for fun, because I figured I could make mistakes there and it would be okay, because you're not getting paid. And one of them was at a college in Miami.
Oh, wow.
And that was also used as a class for the college students, but it was open to the community.
How nice.
And the conductor of that class approached me one time, and he said, where do you study? And I said, I don't. I just study with Maestro Prilutchi, And he said, oh, he's a great teacher, blah, blah, blah. Would you like to study here? And I said, I don't have any money. And he said, we can offer you a full scholarship.
Wow.
And I said, well, you're going to have to give me everything, because I can't even buy books. And he said, we can do that. Because, he heard me play, or, in the orchestra. And we shook on it, like right there. And, and that's how I ended up going to college, So,
awesome. That's incredible.
So, like I said, I've been very fortunate. And I remember this teacher, his name was Bob Basso. He was a local violinist. And he really was a child prodigy. He played big concertos, I remember, with Chicago Symphony as a child. So he was the real thing. And he was the teacher at Broward College. No, I'm wrong. Sorry. It was Miami-Dade College.
Gotcha.
And he's the one that he got me my first jobs playing shows and stuff. I remember him Maestro Basso, I remember him asking me, are you available on such and such a date? And I said, yeah. And he said, don't you want to check your calendar, right? And I said, I don't own a calendar, but I'll go buy one and I'll put these dates in it. So I remember him giving me my first, real gig. It was with, the show was George Benson. I don't know if you're familiar with George Benson, the jazz guitarist who would sing and improvise simultaneously. Very cool show. And so I remember those being like my very first gig, in the area.
Oh, cool. What a great story.
So yeah. So it was like I said, I've been very lucky. And, and from there, people start to know you and you start jobbing locally, and it goes like that.
Well, you sound very humble too. Well, you're very talented and we are so lucky to have you.
Well, it's a pleasure. I'm lucky to have them.
Gustavo, thank you so much. What a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this week's The Symphonia at Home. Stay with us here on Facebook. Give us a follow over on Instagram. Head to thesymphonia.org to reserve your seats for the upcoming season. And we cannot wait to see you soon.
See you at the concert.
See you at the concert. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.